To all of you. Okay. Woo. So how are you guys? So right now I'm wearing can of Street Fighter. Yes. So welcome to our special live stream of my Street Fighter collection. Woo. Yan. So for tonight, of course, I'm gonna show you my uh, video games collection of Street Fighter. Woo! So, Street Fighter has been my favorite for a long, long time now, since Street Fighter 2. Yeah. Street Fighter has been my favorite. I played this on arcade and on game consoles, almost all game consoles. So, it was released. So, Street Fighter has been a part of my life, to be honest. So before we start, of course, I've got the Guile watch. Yes. So uh, you can watch, you can watch the watch. You can watch my Street Fighter 5 unboxing of this Seiko on my other vlog, on my vlog. So of course, this is one of my most treasured collection, to be honest. So it's only a limited. It's from Seiko. It's from Seiko. Uh, Actually, they've released, aside from Guile, there's a version for Ken. Yes, Ken. And then Ryu, Chun-Li, Blanca, and Sangief. But of course, since Guile is my main character in Street Fighter, the I always use Guile on arcades or on game consoles or handhelds, and even on to be honest, guys, I joined Street Fighter 5 tournament around the world. No, only one international fighting Street Fighter 5 tournament. Actually, it's Capcom Pro Tour. It's in Thailand. You can also watch my vlog. I also watch. I also film my experience in joining Street Fighter 5 tournament. Actually, it's one of my dream came true. So there you go. You can watch my vlog in Thailand. Actually, it's Tiger Uppercut. Ooh. Unfortunately, I was eliminated after two opponents. I think they're both Thai. So they're both local. They're really good in Street Fighter 5. To be honest, I consider myself not a professional um, or professional tournament player. I'm only a casual player when it comes to Street Fighter. So, but joining is a once in a lifetime, yes, experience. Woo! And actually, I wear this. I'm gonna show you. I bought this from Thailand, Ken, and I also got. Wait, guys. I also got. Okay, I'm looking for it. Here, I'm wearing this on the Thailand Tiger Uppercut Street Fighter 5 tournament, Capcom Pro Tour. It's Guile. So I bought this, bought, I bought both of these, both of these at Thailand. Yes, since I'm a big fan of Street Fighter. Actually, this is a gift from a special person. Woo! Woo! And this is the one I bought, Guile. So that's Guile Street Fighter from Thailand. Sundays. And aside from the Seiko brand collaboration of Seiko Sports Watch, they've Street Fighter 5 also Capcom also collaborated with Uniqlo. Of course, I also got that. Wait a minute, guys. So, I'm gonna show you. Actually, I'm looking for it on my cabinet. So, this is one. This is from Uniqlo. Yeah. Guile. Actually, from my unboxing vlog, I've also shown this, the T-shirt of Guile. Go home and be a family man. Yes. And of course, the dog tag of Guile. I really like this T-shirt. So it's from Uniqlo. Yeah. It's a brand collaboration between Capcom and Uniqlo. So they've got limited edition t-shirt. And I also got another t-shirt. Wait a minute. Before I show you the games. Okay, I'm still looking for it. Where is it? Oh, there you go. So another t-shirt from Uniqlo. This is Sure You Can, along with the command. How you will perform. Sure You Can. So of course that's Ken, Ryu, and Sagat. Yeah. So it's also from Uniqlo. So let's hang this here. Okay, it's not being shown. Okay. Okay. Let's fix let's fix our venue. Okay, there you go. Okay, it's not being shown. Wait a minute, guys. Okay, let's fix that. Okay, so we can see the. Okay. Okay. Wait a minute. Let's fix the angle so it can be shown. Wait. Okay, wait a minute. Okay. Hey, there you go. That's. Let's fix this. Okay. That's. Sure you can. Let's fix our location. Okay. Okay. Wait a minute, guys. So, there you go. That's Sure You Can. And of course, Hadouken. Okay. So, let's start. Let's start the show. Okay. Woo! So, just gonna. Actually, I've been a fan of Street Fighters for how many years? 30 years now. So, to be honest, oh wait guys. I'm still fixing my position. Sonic boom, flash kick. So, of course, my first favorite is really Ken. Ken. Before I switch to Guile. So actually now, I I always use Guile either in tournament or in casual play or when I'm just playing by myself. So Guile now is my favorite. Yes. So that's why I got the Guile watch. So of course, Street Fighter was released. The first release was there's only one. I mean one character, that's Ryu. He was red-haired back then and he got a sleeper. So when it's in the arcade. So when someone challenge you, that's the time there's a second character, that's Ken. So you can only use two character at that time. That's Street Fighter 1. Actually, it was shown in the movie It. If you've seen the movie It, as in there's a clown. Woo, woo. One of the main character was playing Street Fighter 1 arcade. Woo! Maybe you can check out that, guys. So, Street Fighter 1 actually, it's very difficult. It's very difficult to win in Street Fighter 1. I I played this in PSP. The first time I played this is in PSP. I didn't have the chance to play it on arcade. Since at that time it was really Street Fighter 2 which hooked me up hooked me up in arcades. So Street Fighter 1, I'm not that yet fond of arcade games. So, but the first time I played Street Fighter 1 is in PSP, Sony, PlayStation Portable, PSP. So, then I also got the, there you go, Street Fighter Anniversary Collection. So, it also it includes Street Fighter 1. So, that's the games. So, it includes Street Fighter 1. As you can see, that's Ryu. There's Rose. And then, of course, Kami. Yes. If Guile is my most favorite male Street Fighter male character, Kami is my most favorite Street Fighter female character. That's Kami. And then, of course, Chun-Li. And then, Sagat. And of course, Urien. Urien. The brother of Guile. So, that's the Street Fighter Anniversary. 30th 30th anniversary collection, and the PS4 got an exclusive content. So sa bonus content, you can also download the Street Fighter Ultra Street Fighter 4 digital digital edition. There you go. So PS4 got an exclusive content. Woo! Hello host. Hi. Hi CT2. Hi host. I mean, hi CT2. Thumbs up dyan. Thank you very much. Yes, thumbs up dyan. So after, of course, Street Fighter 1, of course, the second game, which is Street Fighter 2, uh, it made the arcade fighting game popular in arcades. So the first Street Fighter, actually there's a lot of version. Actually there's a lot of version of Street Fighter 2. So the first, I'm constantly playing this on the arcade. Actually there's Street Fighter 2, and then they've released Champion Edition. Street Fighter 2 only got 8 characters, the World Warriors, which is Ryu, Ken, Chun-Li, Guile, Sanjif, Dalsim, Blanca, E Honda. There you go. Only 8 characters. And then they've released the Champion Edition, which of course there's 4 Grandmaster, which includes Balrog, Vega, Sagat, and Bison. I forgot to mention a while ago, the boss character in Street Fighter 1 is Sagat. Ooh, Sagat. And he was also included in Street Fighter 2. And also, they've got a new boss, final boss character, which is M. Bison. Ooh. Along with the 2 Grandmasters, Vega and Balrog. Ooh. So, after release, they released Champion Edition, which includes the 4 Grandmaster. They've also released Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. So, on this version, they've got additional moves. So, for example, Chun-Li got a fireball in here. He also got a fireball. Yep, yep, yep. Because before, the first Chun-Li only got a whirlwind kick, the spinning bird feet. So now she can throw a fireball here. Aside from Dalsim, which can teleport, and Blanca got a rising rolling attack, as well as E Honda. He also got a aerial attack, and what else? So that's only some of the additional moves of Street Fighter characters. So and then in the console version, I got this. Yes. Woo! That's the Sega Mega Drive Street Fighter 2 Special Champion Edition. Why Special Champion Edition? Because it already includes both Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition and Street Fighter 2 Turbo. That's why it's what's called Special Champion Edition. Exclusively for Sega Mega Drive. Because in SNES, Super Nintendo Entertainment System, it was a separate title. So you need to buy both the Champion Edition and the Turbo version. But in Sega Mega Drive, it already includes both title. Woo! So I've got this. Actually, I bought this from my office mate. So there you go. That's Ryu, of course. That's Ryu. And then, of course, M. Bison. Woo! Thank you very much to my office mate for selling this to me. And then, when you flip on the back side, you can see of course, the different stage of Street Fighter. Actually, my favorite stage is Chun-Li stage, which is a market with bike, with bike and everything. And then, of course, they've got another one of my favorite stage is of course, Guile stage, which is from Air Force, where there is a, if you can see this, there's a jet plane, and then it was being watched by the other officers from Air Force, U.S. Air Force. Of course, Guile is from U.S. Air Force. And then, okay, let me show you the cartridge. Okay. Of course, when you open the case, there you go. This is the cartridge of, of course, Street Fighter 2 Special Champion Edition. Woo! So it's already a collector's item for me. So I'm really taking care of this. Yes, from Sega. Okay. Okay, there you go. Street Fighter 2 Special Champion Edition from Sega. For Sega Mega Drive, of course. So this is really one of my favorite Street Fighter title. So, after releasing Street Fighter 2 Turbo, they've released, Capcom released Super Street Fighter 2. So, which includes additional 4 characters. Of course, Kami, my most favorite female Street Fighter character, Kami. And then there's T-Hawk, and the Indian from Mexico. And then the action superstar from Hong Kong, Fei Long. And of course, the Happy Man, which is also a recording artist, which is DJ from Jamaica. Ooh! So, so to be honest, this is the this is Super Street Fighter 2. So, to be honest, this is my first game from Sega Mega Drive. Actually, I bought this from duty free. My father bought this for me, and then after that, we purchased of course, the Sega Mega Drive. And that's Super Street Fighter 2. As you can see, there's Ryu, of course, Ryu. Kami, yes, Kami. And then Fei Long, and then DJ, and of course, T-Hawk. Of course. So when you flip the back, you can see the stages from Super Street Fighter 2. So that's the stage. Actually, from the new stage, my most favorite is Kami's stage, where there is a Aurora Borealis. I really love. I really hope I can see it in real life, the Aurora Borealis. And then there's a castle there on the I like the overlooking on the cliff. And I love that stage. I think because being on a castle it's been one of my dream. So yeah. That's my favorite. Aside from the Aurora Borealis on the Northern Lights, the Northern Lights at the background, of course. And of course, because it's Kami is my most favorite female Street Fighter character. Yes. Woo! So when you open the case, there's the, of course, cartridge. There's the cartridge. So You can see there's Cammy. Woo! Woo! Along with, of course, T-Hawk, Feilong, and DJ. Yes! That's a cartridge. And aside from the cartridge, there's the... Wait a second, guys. There's the manual. Actually, it's a thick manual. So, that's the manual. Of course, you can see the shadow of the four new challengers. That's why it was called Super Street Fighter 2 New Challengers. Yes. So, actually, you can also see, aside from the, of course, the manual of Super Street Fighter, they've also got a profile of the characters in here. The profiles of the characters. Yes. Along with their, of course, their moves. Of course, their move sets. Yeah. So, I really like this manual. So, when I was still when I was still a child, I really love looking at these pictures. That's the Super Street Fighter 2 characters. Yes. So that's the Super Street Fighter 2. Let me just put it back. Okay. Okay. There you go. This is already a collector's item for me. As you can see, that's the cartridge and the manual. Oh, Super Street Fighter 2 for Sega Mega Drive. Woo! Okay. And then after releasing Super Street Fighter 2, of course, Capcom released another version. This is the final version of Street Fighter 2, which is Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Woo! So, I've got the version here from Game Boy Advance. Game Boy Advance. Super Street Fighter 2. Actually, this is a special edition of Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. This is the Revival. Turbo Revival. So, in here, they change some of the stage of the characters. Like Ryu got a new stage here aside from Ken. And of course, M. Bison, and Zangief. They've got a different stage. Aside from Chun-Li. Chun-Li got a different stage also, which is taken from Street Fighter Alpha 2. Remember the stage where there's a lot of bikers on the background? I also like that stage. Oh, and then aside from that, I think what else? No, the other stage is the same from Super Street Fighter 2. So, as you can see, that's the Street Fighter characters. Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo Revival for Game Boy Advance. That's for Game Boy Advance. So, when you flip first that's the sample stages, and the Street Fighter characters again. Ooh. So, that's Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo Revival. Actually, I think the I think the cartridge is still in in my Game Boy Advance. I forgot to put it back on the box. Later, I'm gonna show you the cartridge of Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo Revival Game Boy Advance. Ayan, the cartridge. I think it was still in my Game Boy Advance unit. So, I'm gonna show you later. I look for it. So, in the meantime, this is the box of Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo Revival. So, what's the difference between Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo from Super Street Fighter 2 the new challengers? Of course, the biggest difference is there's already a super moves where there's a, of course, you know the super moves. There's a special meter at the bottom of the screen, and when this was filled, of course, when you keep on doing special moves, the meter will filled up, and when the super super was already shown, you can do a special super move for every characters. Yes. So, of course, one example of this is, of course, Guile. He can do a somersault a lot of times. Multiple times somersault. And of course, if for Ryu, it's his fireball, super Hadouken. And of course, Ken, he can do a multiple dragon punch. Aside from Kami, it's a combination of cannon drill and front kick. Yes. Fortunately, it was the lightning kick. Yap, 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 yap. Among the other characters. So, there you go. That's Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo Revival. Aside from that, the characters were also given another new set of moves. For instance, Kami got she got this move where she can roll. She can roll on the air, and then she can immediately grab the opponent. Aside from that, Fei Long got a special move where he can perform a sudden a sudden kick move. Actually, I suggest you play you play Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. It's also available actually in the PS4 Street Fighter anniversary 30th anniversary collection. So you can also play all the versions of Street Fighter 2, the five version of Street Fighter 2. And also, Capcom released a anniversary edition in PS2. That's Hyper Street Fighter 2, where they combine all five versions of Super Street Fighter 2. Woo! Woo! There you go. So I suggest you play. Aside from that, another new move is Vega can also perform backflip in the air. Backflip in the air. Aside from Balrog, it can perform an aerial attack. And Chun-Li, she also got an aerial rising kick. Yup, yup, yup. I suggest you play. It's very hard to explain the moves of the new moves of Street Fighter character. So come on, guys, play it. It's worth it. So that's the best version of Super Street Fighter 2. That's Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, the Grandmaster Challenge. Woo! there you go. And then, aside from that, um, after releasing Super Street Fighter uh, 2 Turbo, uh, that's the time they released Street Fighter Alpha. Of course, let's not forget the Street Fighter the movie. Both from arcade and actually the version of in the arcade is different from the console. The Street Fighter movie, Street Fighter the movie, uh, which is the which was released also in PS1 and Sega Saturn. It was different from the arcade. So you can also check it out. Actually, to be honest guys, it's also one of my favorite. Uh, I know a lot of you will react on this, but I I find the Street Fighter the movie, um, I like the gameplay of this because they've also provided additional moves for every Street Fighter characters. Woo! So let's move on. So they released Street Fighter Alpha. It was Street Fighter Zero in Japan. Ooh, Japan. So in here, there's already an HD high definition sprite for every characters. Pero I mean, but there's only a few who, from Street Fighter 2 which was included in Street Fighter Alpha. Only Ryu, Ken, Sagat, and of course M. Bison, and then from the initial Street Fighter Alpha 1, Chun-Li, Guile was omitted from this. Guile was excluded from this game in favor of Charlie or Nash. Charlie Nash. Okay. But he also got a same moves like Sonic Boom and Flash Kick. But of course, it was a different character. It was in the backstory of Guile, Charlie. So aside from that, who else? I think that's the only characters who was included in Alpha, which is from Street Fighter 2. Only a few characters. And then they just added the other characters like Dalsim and Sangief in Street Fighter 02 or Street Fighter Alpha 2. And then after that, they've included Kami in X-Men versus Street Fighter. And after that, they've included Guile. Guile. In Marvel versus Capcom 2. And then in Street Fighter, actually Kami was also in the special edition of Street Fighter Alpha 2 or Street Fighter 02 Gold Edition. They included Kami in there. And aside from that, afterwards they released Street Fighter Alpha 3. That's the time they've included almost all characters from actually all characters from Street Fighter Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Only in Street Fighter Alpha 3 or Street Fighter 03, that's the only time they included all the characters of Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Yes. To be honest, Fei Long, T-Hawk, DJ, and Guile was only on the console version. In the arcade version, they were not included. They've only included, of course, Blanca, Vega, Kami, and then actually Balrog was not playable in the arcade version, only in the console version. And then, aside from the other characters from Super Street Fighter 2. Of course, the highlight of Street Fighter Alpha uh, are the new characters like Rose, and of course Charlie Nash. And then we got Sakura and Dan. And then they also included the Street Fighter 1 characters. Actually, the non-playable characters from Street Fighter 1 was playable this time in Street Fighter Alpha. So, who are the characters from Street Fighter Alpha? Of course, there's Gen. Of course, Gen and Wells. Wells. I think it was only Gen. Who else? Actually, the other fighters were not really not included, like Joe, which is an American boxer, and then they also uh, did not include yet uh, the father of Ibuki, which is also a ninja. I forgot the name. He was a ninja character. And then the other one is the original Shotokan Karate fighter, which also a monk. I'll also forgot the name of that character. And aside from that, there's Mike, the boxer. I think he was really Balrog. Mike. So I think they actually they look the same. Mike and Balrog, both boxer, both American. So aside from that, they did na, I know Eagle. They've included Eagle in, but only on the PSP version of Street Fighter Alpha, which is Street Fighter 3 Alpha Upper. So they've included Eagle from there. Of course, Birdie. They've included Birdie in Alpha. The one with the what do you call that hair? He got a very cool haircut. I mean, a spike. He got a spike. He got a spike hair, and he also always used his chain. Actually, it was included in Street Fighter 5. And aside from that, who else? Of course, the son of Gen. I also forgot the character, which is a drunk drunk character, a martial artist. I forgot the name of that character. They did not include it yet on any Street Fighter new Street Fighter game. Who else? Adon, the student of Sagat, was also in Street Fighter Alpha. He was also a Thai kickboxer. Woo! So, after releasing Street Fighter Alpha, of course, Street Fighter Alpha, all versions, you can also play this on Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection. So, after releasing Street Fighter Alpha, okay, they've released Street Fighter 3. Street Fighter 3. Actually, there's a 3 version of this. Street Fighter 3 New Generation. Of course, entirely new characters. They've only include Ryu and Ken. And along with them are brand new characters. So, in Street Fighter 3, there's Alex. And the wrestler, Alex. And then Ibuki, the ninja girl. And of course, Elena, the African princess. Excuse me. And then there's Dudley, the English boxer. And of course, Yun, which is a Chinese martial arts. Actually, he was related to, he was the nephew of Chun Li, Yun. Of course, Yang, his brother. And then there's also Shan, which is the student of Ken Master. And aside from that, there's also Necro, which is a cyborg. And then, of course, they've also got a new boss character, which is Guile, which got a fire and ice moves. Super moves, along with super moves, fire and ice. And aside from that, who else? They've also included Hugo, Hugo, which is the wrestler, giant wrestler from Final Fight, from the game Final Fight. And who else? There's also Makoto. Makoto. The karate girl. The karate girl character. And also, who else? They've, again, I don't know why, they omitted Guile again from Street Fighter 3, replacing him with the long-haired, I forgot the name, the long-haired character, which also got a somersault and sonic boom. The only difference is that his sonic boom is just like Sagat. There's a lower, lower, lower and higher move for his sonic boom. But aside from that, he's also got a somersault. I don't know why they keep on omitting Guile from Street Fighter. It was fortunate he was included in Street Fighter 4. So aside from that, there's also Q, the side, also a cyborg with a trench coat. And then there's also I forgot that he looks like a mutant. He looks like a mutant. Aside from that, there's Oro, the hermit. Oro. Actually, he was included in Street Fighter 5 right now. Along with Rose and Dan and the latest season. And Akira. Akira from Rival School. So, you can play all the versions of Street Fighter 3 in the 30th anniversary collection. Okay. First, there's Street. Aside from that, there's also Orien, which is the brother of Guile. So, you can play the Street Fighter 3 New Generation, and then the second release, which is the Second Impact, and of course the third release with the Third Strike. So you can all play it on the 30th anniversary collection. But it was also released in Sega Dreamcast, the Street Fighter 3. And then the Street Fighter Third Strike was also part of the two game from PS2, which also included Hyper Street Fighter 2. They bundled it with Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. That's the anniversary collection. Street Fighter Anniversary Collection. And aside from that, in PS2, they've also released Alpha Anthology, which includes the three Alpha from the Alpha series, and one bonus game, which is Pocket Fighter or Gem Fighters Mini Mix, where there's a chibi style Street Fighter anime, chibi style anime characters of Street Fighter characters doing actually it was a very hilarious game. I suggest you also play this Pocket Fighters. or Street Fighter Gem Fighter Mini Mix. So that's it. That's Street Fighter 3. And of course, after that, of course, they've released Street Fighter 4. Woo! They've released Street Fighter 4. So, actually, this is the game which made me buy a next-gen console, which is the Xbox 360. Because at that time, I lose interest in after Sega Mega Drive. I did not have the drive to buy a new console, a new next gen console. But when Street Fighter 4 was released, woo, that's the time I bought a next gen console, which is the Xbox 360. So I got here the Super Street Fighter 4. Super Street Fighter 4. For Super Street Fighter 4, which includes the additional character, Juri, which is a Korean kickboxer. I mean Taekwondo. Korean Taekwondo player. That's Juri. Of course, there's Ryu and Chun-Li, and of course they included Dudley, Adon, and who's this? DJ. DJ. And when you flip this, another new character is I forgot. I forgot the name. Of course, there's T-Hawk and Cody and Makoto and Ibuki and Guy. So that's us. Super Street Fighter 2. This is the updated version of Street Fighter 4. So there you go. So in Street Fighter 4, of course, you know this. They included all the World Warrior characters, all the Grandmasters, and of course, along with it, there's a new characters like Abel, which is a French martial artist slash kickboxer, and of course, there's Crimson Viper, which is a spy, which is another. I think she was an undercover agent, a spy, and then with the gadget, and of course there's the Mexican chef, Mexican chef wrestler, which is El Fuerte, and of course the American kickboxer, which is very fat, which is very fat. Oh my God, I forgot his name. I keep on forgetting the other characters. But there's 4 characters. Aside from the new boss character, that's Seth. That's his name is Seth. He adapt almost some of the moves of the Street Fighter characters. That's Seth. Okay. So, aside from the super, let me show you what's inside. When you open this, of course, it was still sealed. I really took good care of it. Okay, that's the disc of the Xbox 360 version. Actually, it was also released in PS3. That's the Super Street Fighter 2. Of course, the manual. The manual. And aside from that, they've also released, after that, they've released the arcade edition of Street Fighter 4, which included the twins Yun and Yang from Street Fighter 3. Aside from Evil Ryu from Street Fighter Alpha, and Oni, which is a new version of Akuma. They've included 4 new characters. And after releasing Arcade Edition, they've released Ultra Street Fighter 4. This includes the characters from Street Fighter X Tekken, which includes Poison, which is the very sexy, very sexy character from Final Fight, and then she was included in Street Fighter X Tekken, and then in Ultra Street Fighter 4. That's Poison. And as of course he's the wrestler, the wrestler Hugo. Actually, Poison was a manager of Hugo. Okay. And then aside from that, there's also Rolento from Street Fighter Alpha and Final Fight, and Elena, the African princess from Street Fighter 3. And another new character, which is one of the Bison doll, Bison doll, which looks like Kami, but entirely new movesets. He was not a clone of Kami. he only looks like Kami, but her movesets are very different. So there you go. And as what's the best part in here is they've included all costumes from Street Fighter 4 to Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition. They've included it in here in Ultra Street Fighter, all the costumes. So all the alternate costumes of the all Street Fighter characters. So there you go. So you can see that's the new new characters from Street Fighter X Tekken. So let's open this. It was also sealed. Wait a minute, guys. There you go. So that's of course, the Xbox 360 disc and the manual. Yes. That's a manual. So that's Street Fighter 4 Ultra Street Fighter 4. Get Ultra. Yes. So aside from that, in my 3DS, I also got this is the first ever 3D version of Street Fighter, which is Super Street Fighter 4 3D edition for Nintendo 3DS. Yes. Yes. So as you can see, in the front is Ryu. And along with the other characters from Super Street Fighter 4. And then of course it's already entirely in 3D. Woo! I really like this version of Super Street Fighter 4. Super Street Fighter 4 entirely in 3D. Woo! I really like this. So when you flip the back, there's Bison and Ryu. Oh my god. Actually, I forgot the cartridge. It was still in my 3DS. In my Nintendo 3DS. Oh. But later, I'm gonna show you. So, that's the manual of Super Street Fighter 4 3D edition. I forgot the cartridge. It was still in my Nintendo 3DS. So later, I'll try to get or search for it or retrieve it on my Nintendo 3DS. I'll look for it, guys. So that's the 3D edition of Super Street Fighter 4. I really love this. Imagine playing Street Fighter in 3D. Ooh. Actually, 3D is my favorite. So, there you go. So, of course, this is the highlight of Street Fighter. Of course, they've released Street Fighter 5. Actually, this is the champion, already the champion edition. They've released Street Fighter 5. The initial release is Street Fighter 5. Of course, exclusive in PS4. And then they've released, there's the um, no, that's not the champion. That's not the, again, they've released, the grand, I think that's the arcade edition. Street Fighter 5 arcade edition. They've also released Street Fighter 5 arcade edition, which includes the season 1 to season 3 characters. And here, they've included all Street Fighter season 4 from season 1 to season 4 characters, because the Street Fighter 5 kept on adding new characters via season pass, season character pass. So mostly it's 6 characters. So to be honest, this is the Street Fighter which is really intended for tournament. So again, I've also been a part of Red Bull, which is the local tournament here, Street Fighter 5 tournament here in our country. Red Bull Comite. So, of course, my main character is Guile. That's my first time to play in a fighting game tournament. So, that's Street Fighter 5 tournament, Red Bull Comite. So, it's a once in a lifetime experience, to be honest. So, I get to play with other tournament players. And aside from that, there's a special guest in there, which is the Filipino champ. Filipino champ, which is an international tournament player. So I get to took a picture with him. So actually, he was a very nice person in person. So that's Street Fighter 5. This is the Champion Edition. Of course. There you go. So actually, Street Fighter 5 got a lot of brand new characters. So when you open the disc, the case, there's the disc of Street Fighter 5 and of course this is a mini manual. Mini manual. So that's Street Fighter 5. Right, there you go. So this is I think the third release. So in Street Fighter 5, of course, they've only released some of the Street Fighter World Warrior characters and alpha characters, not entirely all. So they just keep on adding new characters aside from brand new characters. So in the latest, in season 5, as I mentioned before, there's Dan, Rose, Oro, and of course Akira from Rival School, and one special mystery character. I wonder who is. So, there you go. That's our Street Fighter special live stream. Special live stream for all of you. I hope you like it. So, we're gonna have a short break or a long break. So, it's break time. So, let me search first for the Game Boy Advance cartridge and the 3DS cartridge. Aside from when I returned a crossover game uh, for Street Fighter. So wait a minute, guys. Wait a minute. We're gonna have a break. Ooh, that's Ken. So in the meantime, you can take a look on the other Street Fighter. That's Guile. That's Guile. You can take a look on Super Street Fighter. So that's Guile. That's Guile. Oh wait, wait guys. Wait. Hey there guys, I'm back. I'm back. Yan. So, for the final cartridge, I found it. So, this is the Super Street Fighter 4. Okay, Super Street Fighter 4 3D edition. So, this is the cartridge for the Nintendo 3DS. Yes! For the Nintendo 3DS. And, of course, there's also the Game Boy Advance cartridge. So, let's open this. So, this is the Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo Revival cartridge for Game Boy Advance. Yes! Yes, I've also found it. And that's all the time we got. Okay. That's all the time we've got. So, I hope you like my special live stream on my Street Fighter collection, my collectibles. So, of course, Street Fighter has been part of my life for 30 years now. Yes. So, if you like my live stream, please hit like. And if you got other comment on the comment box below. And of course, you can also share my live stream. And most of all, subscribe. So that's all the time we got. So, till next time guys. So, thank you very very much for watching. Thanks a lot. Many thanks. Thank you so much. Salamat po no marami. Maraming salamat po. So, this is your host CJ Carpio. So, I invite you to watch my other vlogs and live streams on video games. Of course, being a game vlogger, I've got a lot of gaming vlogs for all of you, and of course gaming live streams. So I invite you to watch it. So on my channel CJ Carpio. And again, I'm very very much excited on the season 5 of Street Fighter 5. So I hope you also stay tuned for the other characters, and of course the reveal of who will be the final character on the season 5 of Street Fighter 5. Woo! So again, this is my t-shirt on. Ken, Ryu, and Sagat. And of course, you got Guile in there. Guile, my most favorite Street Fighter character and my main character in Street Fighter. And of course, he's also got a pixelated version of Guile. Okay. Again, that's it. So, again, I hope you check out my other videos on not just Street Fighter, on other video games as well, and my console and handheld collections. Woo! Of course, my video game reviews, and of course, I also got game demos. So that's it, guys. So till next time. So stay safe. God bless. So before I forgot, um, you can also check out my other vlogs on video game tournaments. So that will be the Street Fighter 5 tournaments Red Bull Comite, and the Capcom Pro Tour, Tiger Uppercut. That's another Street Fighter 5 tournament. So you can check out my my vlogs, my gaming vlogs at Thailand. So, and also in, of course, in my home country, Philippines. So, you may ask, who is my most favorite Street Fighter 5 tournament player? That will be Daigo Omehara. Ooh, Daigo. So, he's been my favorite tournament player ever since I saw the his gameplay in Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. I think is using Ryu back then, where he counter all the super of Chun-Li's lightning kick. Very impressive. Yes. So that's my favorite tournament player, Daigo. So till next time, guys. Bye. Bye, guys. I'm gonna end our live stream. Woo! I hope you enjoy watching, and um, I invite you for my future live streams. so, so till then, Sonic Boom, Flash Kick, yes.